This is another super quick episode today, and you'll have a number of opportunities to win, including a co-hosted spot on this podcast, as well as the chance to meet me as I'll be heading to your home state if you're a winner to deliver you a brand new fly rod and a trip on the water. You can head over to wetflyswing.com/travel time to enter to win right now. wetflyswing.com/travel time will get you there, and we'll talk more about it as we get into this episode, and we'll swing back around at the end to wrap up exactly how to enter. But you can check it out right now, and if you want to click over and give her a go, check it out. So let's skip the rest of the chitter chatter today and jump right into it with Derek Roedel from ReyrGear.com. How's it going, Derek?
Yeah, hey Dave, it's going well over here. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, this is good. We've got you. I want to make a note just up front. Episode 315, we had you on. We dug into your story, your founder story on Reyr Gear, and today we're going to do a little bonus snippet episode where we're going to dig into a topic that's becoming more of a hot topic out there. And I didn't know much about it. I obviously love, kind of the travel and exploration, things like that. But this is called blue lining. So we're going to dig into what blue lining is, how it relates to your product, your rod and all your other gear. But before we get there, just give us a quick update for those that didn't see 315. Just quickly, who are you and what is Reyr Gear?
Yeah, my name is Derek, and I am the founder and runner, if you will, of Reyr Gear. We came up with a telescoping fly rod that is combination of Tenkara and traditional to give what we think is the best of both of those worlds. So you can go fishing anywhere. I'm kind of the ADD outdoorsman, so I always want to have it ready while I'm on a hike or not, or wherever.
That's one of the things we have in common. We both have the ADD, so I look at that as a positive. Do you see, is the ADD a positive for you?
Oh yeah, it's a positive for me. Maybe my wife thinks otherwise, but yeah, I get to do everything.
Yeah. What's the tip for the wife? How do you when you have the attention deficit disorder, right? How do you make sure the wife is okay with it?
Oh, she's fine because I'm busy doing everything and anything and tiring myself out, and she gets to relax on the other side of the river. It's fine. Everybody's happy.
There you go. All right, perfect. Well, let's jump into this real quick. This is going to be a quick snippet bonus episode here. And so blue lining, just take us there on blue lining and tell us what it is and then how it relates to maybe some of the product. And I always think of your rod because it's the collapsible, the telescoping fly rod. But talk about what blue lining is.
Yeah, totally. You can use any type of fishing equipment for blue lining. You don't need my rod. You don't need anything super specific. But blue lining is essentially getting out there, looking at a map, whether it's paper or digital, on Google Maps, looking for those blue squiggly lines that may or may not have a name on them for that creek or stream or a little blob that is a mountain lake, right? That is potentially unnamed. So blue lining is essentially the chase of those blue lines on a map to figure out what's there. Yeah. And let's dive into it.
Let's dive in. So that's it. And that's pretty simple. And map wise, you could literally these days, the great thing is we've got Google Maps, you've got OnX, you got all sorts of map. Is there a mapping or is it even a paper map? What do you recommend?
I would say Google Maps. It's an amazing tool. It's updated often. I can't say for every area it's updated yearly or bi-yearly or something, but it's updated often. You can switch also between satellite view and the standard view. I forget what the standard view is called right now. But you can switch between that and also gauge when you look at the images, right? What season it is. There's a lot you can learn from the images that are on there, along with flipping back to the standard view to see how big or prominent that blue line is on the map.
Oh, right. So there's prominence. So the deeper, darker, bigger, that's the bigger stream.
Yeah, it's a bigger stream if it's longer. And if it goes through a valley, let's say if on the map in the scale, right, the valley is 4 inches long, but the stream is only goes 1 inch. Well, it might be small and only run during the rain, but if you flip it over to satellite image, maybe you can learn some more. Or
Right.
maybe yeah, we can go into a little bit more of that.
Yeah, well, I had a question here because I was thinking, as you look at the map, yeah, and there's the different settings. It's either on mine, it's like Explorer, Driving, Transit, Satellite. So the Explorer, I guess, does show the blue lines, and one of the questions is, I guess, especially if you're in the city, obviously, if you're in like on a city road or something, you've got public, but you do have the public-private stuff to think about. So one tip I will say, and I'm a blue lining not beginner. But I do know Onyx Maps is a very killer. I'm not even sure. I think they have a free version of it, but it's amazing. I've been using it a lot, and it shows all the land ownership stuff.
Exactly. That is a piece I am missing. And as a traditionally California boy, you're not supposed to be able to own any of the water. And we'll talk about
Right.
that also.
That's a good point.
So
Well, and that gets into a whole nother the navigability thing, which again, we definitely, I'm not a lawyer. I just play one on TV, but we're not gonna. But basically, yeah, the struggle is that some states or countries, whatever, the laws are different. So yeah, the water, the bottom of the river could be public, but some places it's not. So
correct.
it depends.
So you do need to understand the local regulations.
And again, this is the cool thing about it. You said Google is our friend because, I mean, a lot of times I think a lot of these things, because they are around the city, there will be some sort of maybe an article. I'm just looking at one, just a random one here that just pulled it up, and it's like, wow, yeah, somebody wrote a whole article on this tiny stream that just is like questionable whether, you know what I mean, whether you could even fish it. But it's like, yeah, people are out there. There's so many people, right? The information is, so you could probably find some info on it. Does that seem about right?
For sure. So yeah, just keep exploring and yeah, so you do that. And then also as you go through town, if there's a sporting goods store, you can ask them or just continue the exploration yourself and see what signs are out there, where you can pull off and do a little bushwhacking to get down to a piece of water and get exploring.
Hop in there and do it. And you probably would be right. I know you're into the bike too. So would you be riding your bike to this spot as well?
Oh yeah, for sure. I would ride the bike, as long as I could, let's say, and then throw the bike in the bush, and then I'd hop right in the stream. Is usually my strategy, especially on some of the smaller streams and areas, because there's less brush and less bushwhacking, and you can fish your way up the stream. Yeah, it feels good and exciting. What's going to happen? Am I going just on a nice walk with wet feet, or am I going to find some fish? It's a fun event.
That's right. That's good. So that takes us there. And I'll note, we'll put some information for this in the show notes. There's a couple articles out there that I just found. I'm not quite sure how detailed they are, but there is some information on this online. And yeah, so anything else you want to leave us before we kind of start to take this out of here?
We're out here to find serenity in the river and trout, not essentially other fishermen. And in a line of fishermen, we are hoping to get out in nature, and it's another way to do it.
All right, Derek. Well, thanks again for the time, and I will check back with you. We're going to probably circle back around here in a while and do another little follow-up episode just to announce the winner. And when we do that, we will we'll get a little update from you. And yeah, thanks again for the time, and we'll look forward to keeping in touch with you.
Good deal. Thanks, Dave.
So there it is. If you want to find some of the show notes for this one, including the link to enter the travel time bonus, go to wetflyswing.com/travel time, and you can enter there. So here's a quick reminder. Just want to run down this so it's clear on how you win. This one has one extra step here. So basically go to reyrgear.com. That's REYRGEAR.com and find the Six Flies in there. And this is you could search, or a little tip here is that it is one of the Reyr Gear products. So if you find the product, you can see those Six Flies. Take a look and see what those are. And then the next step is to go to wetflyswing.com/travel time. Like I said, to travel time. Then at the top, you click that first little button there and you choose the fly that was not included. And this is pretty obvious as well. So we're added a little step in here. So that's how you do it. So you enter there, and pretty simple there. And then what you win, a few things here. One thing that you could potentially win is a co-hosted spot with me on the show. Or if you wanted to, we could do an interview style episode with you, especially if you wanted to dig into if you had a brand in the space. And the other big thing here is I'll be flying to your local area and putting together a guide trip to get on the water and get some action there. And a final bonus, if that wasn't enough, the icing on the cake is a Reyr gear rod. We're going to get you a Reyr gear rod. So this is and I think there's even another bonus that's coming. So that's all good. There's no purchase necessary, although we do have a button there where you can donate to the TNC, the Nature Conservancy, and that's connected. Derek highlighted the TNC, so we're kind of supporting one of the groups that he supports, and is obviously a pretty big group around. So I'm not familiar with all the programs they have going, but we're supporting them through Reyr Gear and this whole little deal we got going here. So I hope you enjoyed this snippet episode. These ones are fun for me because they're the challenge is how do I snip it down to just around 10 minutes. That's always the challenge, because I think we had one in the past that turned out being like 30 minutes. And I'm trying to make them short and sweet, and that's why I'm probably talking too much right here, and I should probably just shut up so we can get out of here. I appreciate you supporting the show. And and I'm looking forward to seeing you hopefully on this trip. This would be it. I would love to see you. And if you are in the town that we're heading to, there's probably a chance we could hook up there as well and talk in person. Have a good day, a good morning, or good afternoon, wherever you are. See you soon. See you on the water. See you online.
Thanks for listening to the Wet Fly Swing Fly Fishing Show. For notes and links from this episode, visit wetflyswing.com.